principal thing. All this time just wasted thinking I own anything. Humility clothes me from the top of my head, soles of my feet, yeah. Teach me, teach me, show me the way. Hide my face from the wickedness of this world, I pray. Take my hand, protect my heart, hide me in the shadow of your wing. Like a child, see purity in my eyes. Allow me to sit at your feet. Hear me, hear me. Show me your ways, teach me your paths. I'm yielding to your will. Your loving commitment will endow me, surround me in my coming and my going. Cleanse me, purge me. I want to be white as snow, so I may testify of your love to those in search of you. Show me the way. You desire truth. The inward parts you make me know you. Take my hand, casting all my cares. Refresh me with the waters of life. Like a child crying softly, forgive me. Allow me to approach your throne. Know me, yeah. Know me. Have mercy upon me, O Elohim, according to your loving kindness. According unto the multitude of your tender mercies, blot out my transgressions. Wash me thoroughly from my iniquity, and cleanse me from my sin. For I acknowledge my transgressions, and my sin is ever before me. Against you, you only, have I sinned, and done this evil in your sight, that you might be justified when you speak, and be clear when you judge. Behold, I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me. Behold, you desire truth in the inward parts, and in the hidden part you shall make me to know wisdom. Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow. Make me to hear joy and gladness, that the bones which you have broken may rejoice. Hide your face from my sins, and blot out all mine iniquities. Create in me a clean heart, O Elohim, and renew a right spirit within me. Cast me not away from your presence, and take not your Holy Spirit from me. Restore unto me the joy of your salvation, and uphold me with your free spirit. Then will I teach transgressors your ways, and sinners shall be converted unto you. Deliver me from blood guiltiness, O Elohim, the Elohim of my salvation, and my tongue shall sing aloud of your righteousness. O Yahuwah, open up my lips, and my mouth shall show forth your praise. For you desire not sacrifice, else I would give it. You delight not in burnt offering. The sacrifices of Elohim are a broken spirit, a broken and a contrite heart. O Elohim, you will not despise. Do good in your good pleasure unto Zion. Build you the walls of Jerusalem. Then shall you be pleased with the sacrifices of righteousness, with burnt offering and whole burnt offering. Then shall they offer bullocks upon thine altar.
I say shalom. All praises to the Most High. Shabbat shalom. All praises to the Most High. And to all Israel, sons of Israel, Banyam Yesher Allah, far and near. I can say Asher Shabbat. And we want to always give credence to the Most High and praise His name. And today is a beautiful day. All days are beautiful day that the Most High have given us, that we have lived to see another day in the land of hell. All right? But I want to make a few announcements. Coming up January 25th is the Mashara Yasha Allah Hebrew Summit in Florida, in Tampa, Florida. Okay, it's going to be from the 25th of January to the 28th of January. That's in Tampa, Florida. You could get your tickets. Get your tickets now. It's $25 for singles, and for couples or family, it's $50. You can get your tickets on Eventbrite. All right, Eventbrite. You could go to on Eventbrite. You could go to you could go here to go to Facebook, facebook.com at Mashara Yasha Allah. All right, you go to Instagram, Mashara Yasha Allah, or you could go to our website, Mashara Yasha Allah. I'll spell it. That's MASHARAH, Yashar Allah, YASHARAL.com. Get your tickets there at Eventbrite. Okay, it's going to be in Tampa, Florida, and it's going to be a great event. Okay, we're going to have a lot of classes: the Hebrew classes, the midwife classes, the history classes, and we have a lot of upcoming events in preparation for the things that's coming upon this earth. How you prepare yourself spiritually, mentally, and physically. All right, so that's coming up January 25th. Be there. Make preparation, get your tickets, and come on out. And it's going to be a festive occasion with a lot of informative information. Okay, and that's pretty much in that. We're going to begin our class. Okay, so like I say, shalom to all Israel. All right. All right. So we see all the events that's taking place in the earth. Some rock off. Back. The incense. All right. So we see all the events that's being unfolded what's taking place in Palestine with the Palestinians and the Israeli, the Zionist state. And what the Most High is revealing and showing us that for the last 75 years, since the Zionist state was established in 1948, there have not been no peace in that land. And why there haven't been no peace? Because the people that's claiming to be Israeli or Jewish are not the true, authentic, and original people that the Bible speaks about as the children of Israel. And this is what the Most High has been revealing to the world, that they are not the people of the Most High. Because the Bible tells you when the children of Israel goes back to their homeland, there shall be peace.
That's right.
But there have never been peace in that land since 1948. So let's go to the book of Luke 21. Because Yahushua and Hamashiach told us that Jerusalem shall be trodden down by the Gentiles. All right? And the nation of Israel have been trodden down by the Gentiles since 70 AD up until this present day. All right? So let's go to Luke 21:24. But the reason why there's so much misunderstanding and so much deception is because the rulers and the elites that runs and control the historical, the academic, the collegiate, and that's putting out the information, that's putting out the narrative, okay, which is a false narrative of white supremacy. That's all it is. It's white supremacy narrative to control what goes out and to keep the minds of the people indoctrinated with falsehood. Okay? So this is a conglomerate of the elites that have set up different collegiate, historical, and vast misinformation to keep the world deceived and misinformed. But now the Most High is showing us that the time has come for us to awaken out of that deep sleep and brainwashing that has been put upon us for centuries. Okay? So it's nothing but white supremacy that's been dominating the earth for the last 500 years. From the time Columbus came out from Europe and took over what they call the New World, that has been the domination of white supremacy. Whether it's from the Americans, the British, the Spanish, the French, the Portuguese, the Spanish, the Dutch, the Germans, it's all white supremacy that have been prevalent over the entire earth. Okay? And the last white supremacy that's ruling the earth is the American domination, or the American hegemony that's engulfing the earth. And Israel is an extension of America's white supremacy in the earth. It's called colonialism, imperialism, and the white man's domination of the earth. Plain and simple. Ain't no sugarcoating it. That's all it is. White supremacy dominating the earth. So they're giving their narrative of the story. All right? It's like I always say, to the victor becomes the story. The losers doesn't give their story. But it's always the victor that gives their story. You remember when they'll show you a lot of times during the time of the American West, when the cavalry, with Custer, the 7th Cavalry, the 8th Cavalry, and the different cavalries, whenever they won a victory over the Indians, what was it called? What was the term they used when the U.S. Cavalry won a victory over the Indians? What was it called? Nobody knows?
I think so.
Huh?
No.
No, the last stand was with Custer. All right? That was his last stand indeed. Because he got defeated. All right? Because he was arrogant to think he was going to defeat the so-called Indians. All right? That was his last stand indeed. But whenever the U.S. Cavalry won a victory over the Indians, it was called a glorious victory for the Americans. But whenever the Indians won a victory over them, what was it called? A savage attack on the American people. How is it a savage attack when you have the overwhelming power and force? The same thing to do today over in with the Palestinians and the Israeli Zionists. Oh, a surprise attack against the Israeli people. How is that a surprise when you've been bombing and killing them for decades? Okay? It's a surprise. But when you do it, it's a victory. Oh, we defeating terrorism. It's the same narrative. Right? What happened to all that security and surveillance they had? Okay? Whenever the Indians won, it was a savage attack. Oh, savagery. We got to destroy these savages. And what president mounted a campaign of total genocide and destruction against the India? What president was that? It's very important to know what president and what's his name. That's right. That devil, that terrorist, Andrew Jackson. He mounted a campaign of total genocide. He said his job was to eradicate every so-called Indian off the face of the earth to claim American sovereignty and rulership. That was his utmost duty, to eradicate every Indians. So they're doing the same thing over there in Palestine, okay, with the so-called Zionist state. Okay, and that's their motive and their job, to just genocide the people. It's all white supremacy. You notice, everywhere any European went, whether it is French, Germans, Dutch, English, American, wherever they went in the face of the earth, what did they do to the native people that was in those lands?
Genocide them out.
They genocide them. Rape, rob, murder, genocide. Yes. Trail of Tears, Andrew Jackson. He mounted a campaign against the so-called native people. Okay? When the British went down to Australia, because the people in Australia that claim to be, I'm Australian, those are British.
Right.
What did they do to the people in Australia? Oh my goodness. They massacred and genocide the Australian Aborigines. Okay? What did the Boers do down when they went down to Africa? The same damn thing. What did the Spanish do when they came over here? The same thing. What did the French do when they came over here? The same thing. What did the so-called Americans? We're not British, we're Americans. What did they do? The same thing. They have a track record and a history of rape, rob, murder, and genocide.
That's right.
That's their track record. You put up any of the European nations, that's their track record. Okay? When Cook went down to the Pacific Islands, where the Hawaiians and the people in Fiji live, what did he do? He massacred and killed the people out in the Hawaiian Islands and the Fiji Islands. Okay?
Leopold,
what did he do when he went down to Africa? Oh man, he massacred the people in the Congo. And he said his massacre was worse than anybody's massacre.
That's right.
But they don't highlight that. They don't put that to let you know what he did. All right? So let's go into scripture, because the Most High is going to bring his vengeance against these devils, and he's been exposing them. That's what he's doing. So read Luke 21 and 24.
Read out the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword.
Now, who's the they that Yahushua is speaking about? Israel. We fell by the sword. By who? From the Romans. What was the Romans doing during the time of 70 AD? The Roman was considered a what?
An empire.
An empire, and what else? What was they in Jerusalem? What was the Romans doing in Jerusalem?
Governing.
There was governing, and it was also a term that's used today by the Israeli state. Occupying force.
Occupation, right.
Occupation. The Romans was occupying Jerusalem as an occupying force, just like the Zionist state is occupying the land of Israel today against the Palestinian.
That's right.
The same thing, an occupation state. Okay? And that's why the United States allowed the Zionist state to be built up, to be an offspring of the United States military base in the Middle East.
Right. That's right.
To watch and to monitor and to put down any uprising of the Arab nations. That's all it is. It's a military outpost for the United States. Okay? And they're well armed. Israel is armed, man. Nuclear weapons, every damn thing. Okay? So continue, read that verse again.
Read out of Luke chapter 21, verse 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captives into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles.
Right. So from that time, Jerusalem has been trodden down by the Gentiles up until this present day. So now the question is, who's occupying Jerusalem today? The Gentiles. The Gentiles, which are European powers. From that time, okay, from that time, from 70 AD up until this present day. But there was a pause in their rulership and kingdom, okay? And when did that pause come in their rulership? Let's see if you understand or know when that pause came, when there was a break in their rulership.
193
in the Dark
AD.
Ages.
193 AD.
Right. From around the time of 193 AD. Okay? And eventually, when the Roman Empire fell in 476 AD, when it fell completely, you had blacks that was got ranks up in the Roman Senate, as emperors, in the military, and eventually they overtook the Roman Empire. All right. So from 193 on, but a little before that, they started working their way up into the ranks of the Roman seat as emperors and rulers. Okay. Then 193 you had Septimius Severus. Then in the 3rd century AD, you had Constantine, right? Then you had other various black emperors that finally took down the Roman Empire in the 4th century AD. So from that time, when they was taken down, it was a pause in their rulership. Okay? There was a pause in their rulership. And that pause lasted for how long?
1,000.
1,000 years. Okay? Now, in that 1,000 years that we ruled, it wasn't nothing righteous of what we was doing. We were just as wicked too. We incorporated Christmas, Easter, and all kind of pagan stuff. But we still try to keep some form of piousness that pertained to the Most High. But it was overwhelming by wickedness.
Paganism.
Okay? We kept some of our customs. We left some of our records and icons in the places that we ruled. So the Roman Empire was known as the Eastern Empire and the Western Empire. We took the Eastern Empire and ruled it. Okay? So from that time, from around the 4th century to about the late 1400s, we had rule of that empire for 1,000 years. Then after, when the Renaissance came in, around 1492 now, remember, the white man always said, the Dark Ages. Why did he call it the Dark Ages? Because it was a dark time for him. He was trampled and suppressed. Okay? And the dark people was ruling. So he called it the Dark Ages. Yes.
I used to ask that question, what they mean by the Dark Ages, and they could never give me an answer for that.
Yeah, but they will tell you a dark age because everything went backwards.
Right.
Everything was back. That's what they try to tell you.
No wisdom.
No wisdom. No, because they was the one that was shut down and put in chains and darkness. Okay? They were put in chains of darkness and they couldn't go out and deceive and conquer the earth. But when the Renaissance came in around what? What time period?
1400.
Around 1492, when Columbus emerged. The last ruling kingdom of the Israelites was in where? Prior to that time, was where? Spain and Portugal. Okay? When Queen Isabella and Ferdinand expelled the last of the Israelites from Spain. Okay? Okay? So that's when Columbus emerged. That's the beginning of the Renaissance. That's when the white man came out in full attack. And what did he start to do? Started changing the history and whitewashing everything. Camouflaging everything that pertained to black people. Yes.
Yeah, before 1492, everybody knew Yahweh was a black man.
Right.
So the image they brought, they called him the new Jesus Christ.
The new Jesus Christ.
That's Caesar Borgias.
And prior to the Renaissance, who was ruling during that time? It There was another empire that was ruling around 1453. It was a known empire,
Ottomans.
the Ottoman Turkish Empire.
That's right.
Now, this is where you get that white-looking people in what they call the Middle East.
That's right.
The word Middle East is a generic false narrative put there by the white supremacists to justify that the people in that era are white people. So they use the generic term Middle East. There's no such thing as Middle Eastern. Okay? That's a false narrative by the elite white supremacists to justify that white people are the superior race in the earth. All the people that came out of that region was black people. Okay? It wasn't what you call olive looking. Give me a friggin' break. What is olive looking? Olives only come in two colors. Green and black. Okay? Olive looking. So they'll try to tell you, well, Jesus was not black. No, was he white? He was olive looking. That's an excuse to keep the white supremacy going. Don't let them pull that crap on you. Okay? There's no such thing as olive looking people. Okay? That's another false narrative they use to keep that white supremacy going. So they won't admit and fess up that Jesus or Christ is black. So they say, well, he's not white or he's not black, but he's olive looking. He's Mediterranean looking. There's no such thing. That's a false narrative. There's no such thing as Mediterranean looking. Okay? When the Ottoman Turkish Empire took over that era they called the so-called Middle East, they took down the Arabs and allowed them married into the Arab nations, in the people in that era. And the seed, a lot of them came out looking what you call olive looking, so-called Mediterranean looking. That came from the Ottoman Turkish Empire. Okay?
That's right.
That dominated and controlled that era. So, like I said, the Roman Empire was split into two, the East and the West. The one that we control was called the Byzantine Empire in the East. Okay? We had domination of control of that. Okay? And the Ottoman Turkish Empire came up of the Western Roman Empire. All of them came up from the Roman Empire, the Ottoman Turkish Empire.
That's right.
Okay? White men that also became Muslims that took down the Arab nations. When the Arabs was fighting for their independence, who were they fighting against?
The Ottomans.
The Ottoman Turkish Empire. Go back and read the history when what's this white guy? Lawrence of Arabia. In the 1914, around that era, when he went and met with the Arab leaders, what did he do? He funded and supported and gave weapons and guns and trained the Arabs, the Aziz family, the Wahhabi families, to fight against who? The Arab Turkish Empire. Okay? Then the British came in eventually and removed the Ottoman Turkish Empire. But Lawrence of Arabia was financing the Arabs with British money to take down the Ottoman Turkish Empire to pave the way for the so-called Zionist state of Israel. All right? It was a backstabbing deal that the MI6 used with the Arabs to fight off the Ottoman Turkish Empire to pave the way for the so-called Jews. Okay? So I'm giving you a whole lot in a nutshell. But to get back to my point, what I'm showing you, the whole agenda is a white supremacist nationalist agenda to keep the whole world under a white supremacy narrative. Any other narrative has to be destroyed. Only their narrative has to be upheld and kept intact. So that's why they're fighting to keep the state of Israel and America's hegemony, along with the British, intact to rule this earth. But they see that's coming to an end. Okay? So, from around the 4th century AD to about the late 1400s, we ruled for that 1,000 years. Then after that 1,000 years, they emerged in the Renaissance and they took back over the whole entire earth. Okay? And when they took over the earth, what empire at that time was spearheading the white supremacy in the earth? Let me see if y'all could pick up.
That was us.
After the Renaissance, what empire was spearheading the domination of the European powers in the earth?
It was the Spaniards.
The Spanish Empire.
Spaniards, yeah.
The Spanish Empire. Don't forget, the Spanish Empire was an empire that was spearheading what? Looking for what? A new route to where?
The new land.
The New World, what they call the New World. So they was coming off from Europe. Magellan, Ponce de Leon, Magellan, Cortez, Pizarro, all these murderers and terrorists was coming out from the Spanish Empire, coming to the New World to reestablish white supremacy in the earth. That's all it is. Then after the Spanish, who came up next?
British. The French and the British.
The French and the British. Because the British took down the Spanish in what year? It was a famous war that the British took down the Spanish. And it put an end to the Spanish power in the earth. Anybody knows? Yeah, she came later on.
1812.
But it was a war that the Spanish fought against the British and the Spanish War. Y'all can look it up, pull it up. It's a famous war that gave the British power over the Spanish Empire and major influence over all the rest of the earth. Okay?
War 1812.
It was around 1588. It was called the War of the Spanish Armada, where the British defeated the Spanish Armada. The Spanish had one of the greatest fleets, because remember, the Spanish and the Portuguese were the one that started the slavery, bringing the slaves over here. Columbus was spearheading that too. Okay? Columbus was a pirate too, a thug. Okay? He wasn't innocent. Okay? He was a thug. Him and the ships that he had, the Pinta, the Santa Maria, and what's the other one? Some other crap? The Nina. These were pirates coming over here, looking for wealth to take back to the King Ferdinand and King Isabella. So when the British was coming up, it was a battle. The British was contending against them because they all was fighting for what? Supremacy of control over the resources of the earth. It's the same thing all over again. Okay? So when the British defeated the Spanish Armada, the British came into power. Sir Francis Drake and all these other thugs and terrorists, okay, they came into power. So during that time, it was the Spanish, the French, and the British. Then, when the British came over here to America, who established the 13 colonies? The British. The British established the 13 colonies. So who was running America during that time period? The British.
Actually, they still are.
Right? So most Americans are what? They're actually British.
Right.
With an American accent.
Right.
Okay? And that's why the scripture tells you the 7, which is of the 8, and goeth into perdition. Because America came out of Great Britain. Right? That's in the scriptures too. That's right. History. They know that. All Americans know they go directly straight back to Britain. That's their mother, like daughter. Okay? So, it was all a matter of them establishing their supremacy in the earth. And Israel was trampled under. Where were we? After that, we under their domination. Well, they came back into rulership. Okay? Even though we were in Africa, they were still up in Africa, the European powers. Who was the first European power to enter into Africa? The Portuguese. The Portuguese. Don't forget that. The Portuguese. Okay? But prior to that, the Roman Empire was already in Africa. In what parts of Africa?
North.
In North Africa.
North Africa.
Okay? Remember, the Romans fought against who? Hannibal. And Carthage. Okay? The Romans also had Egypt after the Ptolemies had Egypt. The Ptolemies ruled Egypt for 300 years as a dynasty. That's the only non-black Egyptian dynasty that ever ruled Egypt. Okay? For 300 years. The Greeks, under the Ptolemy families, ruled Egypt for 300 years. Then the Romans, under who? Under Mark Antony, came in and took over Egypt. Prior to that, they was fighting against Hannibal in the land of Carthage, which is North Africa. Okay? The Punic Wars.
Punic 1 and 2.
Okay? It was all about them having supremacy over the earth, and it still is today. Now it comes down to America, the last of the beasts of the Roman Empire that's ruling the domination of the earth. So their influence, their narrative, their perspective, their ideology, their culture, their way of life is upon the face of the earth. All right? Hold Luke, and we're going to go back and we'll just go to the book of chapter, right? Daniel 7, and let's start here from
3.
It's Daniel 7. And read the 23rd verse.
We have the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 23. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth.
Which is the Roman Empire, which is who today now? America. Okay, go ahead.
Which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth.
Have they devoured the whole earth? Yes, they did. East, west, north, and south. Even in the farthest remote parts of the earth where black people live. All right, in the Andaman Islands. Out there, in all those islands out there is black people. So that's why when the European scholars went around the earth and they went to the farthest part of the earth and they saw black people, they said, damn it, we got to change history, and said, black people are the minorities and we're the superior people. There was too many black people in the face of the earth. All throughout the Pacific Islands, okay? The Fiji Islands, New Zealand, Australia. All out in those areas, they saw a number of black people. And they said, we got to change the whole dynamic of history, and said that blacks are the inferior race and we are the superior race. And this was the conquest from that time, beginning with the Roman Empire. Continue.
And shall devour the whole earth.
And they have devoured the whole earth, all right, with their military, with their technology, with their influence, with their culture, okay, with every form of influence they have devoured this earth, okay? Some of the culture that we have today, it came from the Greek and the Romans. The idea that men shave their beards, that came from who?
The Greeks.
The Greeks and the Romans. That didn't come from our culture. All right? The Wilkinson sword. You most black. Why you shaving the beard? Boy, I got to shave. I got to look good. But why you shaving? Who taught you that? In all the islands, that's what they teach them. Shave your beard, man. Shave your beard. Shave look like a gentleman. Where that came from?
Gentile.
It came from them. I remember when I was coming up, I used to see my father putting on, he used to mix this shaving cream. And he used to stink. Then he put it over his face. I used to stand and watch him like, what the hell is he doing? Then he's shaving off the beard. So for some reason, I could never get it. Why man used to shave? So I asked him, Daddy, why are you shaving? He said, you got to look good, man. What do you mean you got to look good? And he shaved off with that stinking shaving cream. You got to look clean to represent the white man, because that's their culture, you know?
And that stuff had lye in it, too.
Yeah. You know, it used to burn your face.
Yeah.
I said, damn, I'm never going to use that. And you know, it was a spiritual thing, because as soon as I grew my first beard, my grandmother told me, sonny boy, never shave your beard. When she told me that, I look at her, she said, you hear what I said? Never shave your beard. And I kept her that promise. And I was 16 years old. And I've never shaved my beard from the time she told me that. That stuck with me. She told me that. And I was 16 years old. I started to grow my first beard. And you just like little spurts coming out. And she said, never shave your beard. I couldn't understand why she told me that. But she said, never shave your beard, sonny boy. And that stuck with me. So a lot of customs that we have, it came from the Greeks and the Romans. Right? And that has to be eradicated. That's going to be changed. Okay? Continue reading on.
And shall tread it down.
And shall tread it down. How did they tread it down? By conquering it. Okay, go ahead.
And break it in pieces.
And break it in pieces. When you break something, you do what? You destroy
it.
You destroy it and you put your values and your way of doing things upon it. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 24. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall rise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings.
That's going with the Caesars and the different empires that came over here eventually in America. The Spanish, the French, and the British. All right, go ahead.
And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
And that's what he has been doing from that time up until now. He has been wearing out the saints of the Most High. We've been wearing out. Okay? Continue.
And think to change times and laws.
And that's what he has been doing. Think to change times and laws, changing everything around. Okay? And he changed a lot of things around, man. Okay? He did so much dirt in the earth, man. If we found what we did, we'll lose our mind. Okay, go ahead.
And think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hands until a time and times and the dividing of time. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion.
Who's going to take away his dominion? Yahushua and the angels. They're going to take away his dominion. Go ahead.
To consume and to destroy it unto the end.
Unto the end. Go ahead.
And the kingdom and domination and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom.
And our kingdom is going to be an everlasting kingdom. Once we rule, we're never going to be taken back down again. Never. Never. Continue.
And all dominions shall serve and obey him.
And all dominions going to serve and obey us. But go over here to Daniel, the 2nd chapter 2. I want to show you something here in Daniel, the 2nd chapter. And it's going to tell you what the Roman Empire was going to do. All right? Daniel, give me 1 second. Okay, Daniel 2. And we're going to start here from... Start here from the 35th verse.
We're at the book of Daniel, chapter 2, verse 38.
35.
Salakia.
Yeah.
35. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together.
So these were all these kingdoms. All these kingdoms that ruled before. The Babylonians, the Persians, the Greeks, the Roman. All these kingdoms are going to be broken to pieces eventually. They're going to be brought down. Go ahead.
And became like the chaff of the summer threshing floors.
So you know it's a chaff, something that's blown away and destroyed, scattered into the wind. Okay, go ahead.
And the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain.
And who was that stone?
Yahushua.
That was Yahushua. He is that stone that's going to smite this great mountain. Mountains represents what?
Power and kingdom.
Kingdoms, governments, rulership. Okay, so Yahushua is that stone that's going to smite this kingdom. Go ahead.
The stone that smote the image became a great mountain and filled the whole earth. This is the dream. And we will tell, Salakia, we will tell the interpretation thereof before the king.
So Daniel said, we're going to tell you the interpretation of the dream before the king, because he wanted to know what this interpretation was. It puzzled him. It baffled him. Like, what? All right, go ahead.
Verse 37, thou, O king, are a king of kings, for the power of heaven has given thee a kingdom.
It's the Most High that gives every rulership on this earth a kingdom. Okay? He gives all nations a power to rule in this earth. It's decreed by the Most High. You don't just set yourself up to rule. Okay? Go ahead.
Could I read it, Lisa, real quick?
Yes.
Okay, since you said that, read out of Daniel chapter 4, verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men.
So the Most High, in his invisible, unseen power, sets up the kingdoms of this earth. But then he does it by using who?
Man.
Man, and who else? The angels, and he used Satan.
Right.
Okay? He used Satan on the left-hand side to set up these world kingdoms. Because all these world kingdoms is ran and ruled by who?
Satan.
By Satan. Every last one.
That's right.
Okay? But the Most High is the overall one that allowed them to rule. Because the Most High gives the power to Satan to do what he does. Satan just don't just get up and do what he wants to do. Listen, Satan takes orders too.
That's right. He punched a clock too.
He punched a clock too. He's a tent hut. Satan doesn't move unless the Most High says move. Okay? He's waiting for orders. People think Satan just go out there and does what he want to do. Oh, like, no, Most High, the heck with you. I ain't listening to you. No, it doesn't work like that. The Most High said even the devil trembled.
That's right.
Okay? Satan trembled at the Most High, and he waits for his order from the Most High. Okay? When the Most High said, go forth, Satan, then he goes. He's gone. When the Most High says, stop, he stops. He don't say, no, wait, I got to finish this. He ain't like us. When you say, brother, Shammai, well, no, see, no. Satan doesn't do that, brother. Satan, when he's given an order,
stop on the dime.
On the dime, I'm waiting for the next command. Okay? It's only man that's rebellious. Okay? And that's the will that the Most High gave man. Most High gave you a will to either do good or evil. Okay?
And giveth it to whomever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men.
Mm-hmm. All right? Yeah. So go back to Daniel 2.
Right. For as much, that's right, where I'm at.
Read through 37 again.
37. Read out the book of Daniel, chapter 2, verse 37. Thou, O king, art a king of kings, for the power of heaven has given thee a kingdom, power, and strength, and glory. And whoever the children of men dwell, the beasts of the field and the fowls of the heaven hath he given into thine hand.
So the Most High gave total domination unto Nebuchadnezzar. Everything obeyed him. When Nebuchadnezzar ruled, he was a bad dude, man. You got to give him his props.
That's right.
Okay? He took nations down. And he subdued kingdoms, man. Okay? He took down Egypt too. Okay? He subdued all the kingdoms in that era, man. He took us down too. Okay? He took down the Tyre, Zidon, all kingdoms, man, and he ruled. Okay? Nebuchadnezzar set up and ruled for a short period in Egypt. Okay? Under his rulers, under his sons. Okay? His sons and his grandsons ruled the entire earth for a short period of almost 90 years. And eventually the Persian Empire came and took them down.
Right.
And how long did the Persian Empire rule for? Everybody know their nose? It's important to know how long kingdoms rule too. It's very important. Right? The Persian Empire ruled for over 200 years. About maybe 230 years. How long did the Greeks rule for? About 200 and something years. All right? And how long did the 18th dynasty of Egypt rule for?
255.
250 years. The 18th dynasty of Egypt ruled for 250 years. And that's the dynasty that we were enslaved in.
Right.
All right? How long did the British Empire rule for? 248 years. All right? And America is coming up to its 250 years very soon. And every empire, when it comes to that mark of that 250-year mark, that's when it starts to goes down. That's a known historical research and fact. It declines, it goes down, baby, down. Okay? That's the decline. So the Most High gives the length and time of most world empires. Okay? And who reigned the shortest of all kingdoms in the earth? We did. From King Saul to King David. After that, what happened? Everything went downhill. So that was a test run for us. So when we get back into our real rulership and kingdom, we're never going back down. We're going to rule forever. Coming back. And notice, we're the only people or nation that's ever going to get a second chance to rule the world forever, or the earth. All praises to the Most High. All right? All praises to the Most High. Ain't no other nation getting no second chance to come back, baby. Ain't no second chances. We're the only people that's going to be given a second chance to get it right, and we're going to do it right. Yeah, we're going to be in righteousness, man. Okay? With a rod of iron. Yahushua is going to rule for 1,000 years with us, man. Okay? 1,000-year reign. Okay? Ain't going to be no foolishness, no folly, no sin, no wickedness, man. No democracy. It's going to be a theocracy. Okay? It's going to be a rule by the Most High. Okay? No faggots. Well, no, let me say, no homosexuality, no lesbians. Okay? None of that crap in our kingdom, man.
Drop that whole class.
Okay? No keeping Christmas, no Halloween, no Thanksgiving, all this food. That crap is gone. Do this crap here while you're here now. But when we get back on the other side, that's going to be destroyed. That's going to be stomped out. Okay? It's going to be set in order. Okay? Yahushua said he's going to rule with a rod of iron. And the law shall go forth from Zion. Okay? Go ahead.
And has made thee ruler over them all. Thou art this head of gold.
Right. So Nebuchadnezzar was this head of gold. All right? Top. He was a top empire at that time. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 39. And after thee shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee.
So why did the Most High say there shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee? Why did the Most High say this kingdom was going to be inferior to Babylon? Why did he say that?
Slowly he's taken down all the nations
right
before him.
Right. And not that so much that the Persian Empire was inferior,
right,
but they didn't have the veracity and ferocity that the Babylonians took down nations with. All right?
Call them a lion with wings.
Right. The Persian Empire was more lenient to us than any other nation upon the face of the earth. They allow us to serve the Most High and to rebuild the temple. The Babylonians didn't do that. They said, destroy it. Like I said, just raise it. Even to the foundation thereof, the water. Yeah. All right? Yeah. The Babylonians brought us down, man. Yeah, destroy the temple. All right? Sack the temple, burn it. Okay? They didn't show no mercy, man. But the Persians showed mercy to us. They showed favor to us, and they allowed us to worship and praise our God, the Most High. I'm going to say God, because God, that's another generic term that should not be used. That's what the white supremacists brought in. That's part of their narrative to control everything. Okay? And certain words we have to be mindful of when we use it. Okay? Because that's part of their narrative to control the narrative that goes out. We have to get away from their narrative. Yeah, their narrative and vibration have been too long of a stronghold on the minds of our people and on the earth. Okay, continue.
And another third kingdom of brass, which shall bear rule over all the earth.
That's the Persian Empire. Okay, go ahead.
And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron.
Yeah, this kingdom is going to be strong as iron. Okay, This is the Gentile rulership right here, right? Beginning with the Roman Empire, right down to America. And it says, it shall be strong as iron. How is America strong? What makes America strong?
Military.
Their military, baby. Don't sleep on the American military, baby. They will put you down. Okay? They have the technology, they have the means, and the know-how. Okay? Don't sleep on it, man. Okay? Go ahead.
For as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all things, shall it break in pieces and bruise.
And that's what it did. It broke in pieces all the nations of the earth and their rulership and their kingdoms. Took down their way of life, destroyed their culture, and brought in Roman culture. We don't care about your culture. Did a white man care about anybody's culture and way of life? No, he didn't. He didn't care about the Indians' way of life over here. He said, kill every damn buffalo. Okay? And they showed you the history how we had a mountain high of dead buffaloes that they killed, man. And why did they do it? What was the strategy behind of that? To starve the Indians out, which is a wicked, evil thing to do. Okay? When Gad was over here, there was so much buffalo roaming the prairie land. When the white man came over here, you could count the number of buffaloes, man.
They must extinct them out.
Yeah. He almost totally eradicated all the buffaloes, man. And then what he didn't use the hide or the bones or nothing. He just left it there as dead carcass to mount up. What did the Indians, so-called Indians, let me get it from that. So-called Indians, what did they do to the buffalo when they kill a buffalo? They used everything. The hide was used for what? Clothing, tents, to make the tents, right? To make shoes, to make the moccasins, okay? Okay? So they utilized every part of the buffalo. The bones was used as what? Weapons. Spears, tips, to make chains, okay? To make a lot of things, okay? Nothing was waste from the buffalo, right? So the so-called Indians were very meticulous and conservative in how they are incorporated with the earth and with nature. They didn't abuse the earth and what the Most High gave us. Only the white man does that. So what? Yeah, we make more. Disregard it. Dump it. No regards for the earth or nothing. Like Trump, let's drill, baby. Drill. He said, we're going to do vertical slanting, what they call, when they're drilling for oil now, is a new technology they call fracking. He said, frack, baby, frack. But that causes what? Earthquake and destruction of the earth. Understand? But he said, just frack, baby, frack. Okay? They don't have a regard for the Most High's creation. They're against nature. They're abusive. Everything about their nature is contrary to nature. They oppose the Most High.
Destroyer of all things.
Right? And interject their value and culture of life to be the superior way of life, which is death and destruction. Okay? Go ahead.
And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron.
So it was going to exceed amongst the different nations. Okay? So that's how it became partly weak and partly strong. So partly weak is twofold. It's partly weak and strong. How is it weak? How is it weak now? What's causing it to be weak?
The fertility. No, they're not producing.
That's true. But the moral values of the system, they have no values and morals. But it's strong in what capacity? Military wise. But in every aspect, culturally, spiritually, it's weak. And they weaken the nations when they mix their seed amongst them. Like I remember I was telling you, when the Ottoman Turkish Empire came into the area of that area, what did they do? They mixed their seed amongst the children of the Ishmael. Okay, so that's what the Roman Empire did. They weakened their seed amongst the nations. That was purposely done to weaken the nations. to create what? Hybrids. All right? So read that verse again.
And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided.
And it's divided now. Okay? This empire is divided between Democrats and Republicans, liberals and conservative. All right, go ahead.
But there shall be in it of the strength of the iron.
And what is the strength of the iron?
Military.
The military power. The military power to take down nations and people. Go ahead.
For as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay, and as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay.
All right, which is coming down now to what, when they separate themselves into what? The EU, the common markets, NATO, okay? These are the toes of the empire.
10 toes.
Okay, the 10 toes, the end of it, the bottom part of it. All right, go ahead.
So the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken.
So it's partly strong and it's partly broken. It's on its way out. But what's keeping it strong? The military power. Continue.
Verse 43. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men.
And that's what they did. They mingled themselves with the seed of men. When they came back out into rulership of the earth, they mingled in seed with the nations. So that's why they create what they call that Mediterranean type looking people. Okay, the olive looking people. Okay, that's what they did. They mingled in seed amongst the sons of men in the earth to create that generic false narrative of Middle Eastern looking. I hate to hear that crap, man. I heard one guy was saying, he was teaching about Yahushua, and he had that right. He was showing some other Christians that Jesus is not God, but he is the Son of the Most High. And they'll keep saying, no, Jesus is God. He said, he will show him all kind of scriptures, show him, listen, Jesus is the Son of God. He said, even show him. He said, how could Jesus be talking to himself when the voice came out and said, this is my son, my beloved son? How could Jesus be talking? He broke all those scriptures and showed him, and they still couldn't get it. So then somebody called him and asked him, do you believe that Christ is black? He said, no, I don't believe Christ is black or white. I believe he's Middle Eastern looking. I said, here we go. I just wanted to reach through the dam and just choke him, man. Middle Eastern looking. That's the narrative that they push out there. That generic term. Okay? Middle Eastern looking. What is Middle Eastern looking?
What is that?
Huh? What is that?
Make that make sense.
It doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? But they try to deny that Christ and the people in that era were black people. So they will say, no, he wasn't black, he wasn't white, but he was Middle Eastern looking, olive looking. Olives only come in two colors, man. Okay? Green and black. Which one is it? Okay? But that's that Antichrist spirit. They don't want to admit that Yahushua is a black man. Because Yahushua came in the flesh. So if he came in the flesh, he had to have a flesh and a color. Okay? And all things come out of black people. First of all, Middle Eastern people can't make black people. Okay? Only black people can make what they call Middle Eastern looking people or albinos or white people. Okay? White people can't make black people. It's impossible. Okay? And to show you somehow to cut them, right? Now, they will tell you civilization started in the Fertile Crescent, right? Everybody know where's the Fertile Crescent, right? What they call the Middle East between Iraq and that area. Now, when something is in a Fertile Crescent, what does that make it? If you have a crescent and it's fertile, what does that make it?
Rich.
Rich. What does the word alluvian soil mean? When you hear the term alluvian soil, what does it mean? Look it up. Y'all can look it up. Google it. Look up the word alluvian soil. of the Fertile Crescent. Okay?
Rich and dark.
Rich and dark. Even the soil from the Nile River, it's not red. The soil in Iraq and that area is not red soil. It's dark, alluvial, rich, fertile soil. It's dark. Brownish, black to brownish color, not white. So they tell you, oh no, but Adam was red, so that's where it is. No. The word Adam means what? What does Adam mean? Adam. It comes from two Hebrew words. Ah and dam. Ah means one or first. And dam means what?
Man.
Blood. All right? So Adam was the first blood that the Most High created in the earth. So all mankind came from Adam, which is that first blood that the Most High created. Adam doesn't mean red man, because Adam was made from the dust of the earth, which is that rich alluvial soil of the earth. Okay? So they're trying to tell you that Adam means red. Okay? So man is red. But if it was red, what type of red was it? It was what you call like a brownish complexion. Like ruddy. Ruddy means a brownish complexion. Okay? So they try to get around everything to deny and admit that Christ is black. And the people of that era are black people. So that's what my subject is mainly about. But I have to go around the world kind of to give you a better picture of the dynamics of what took place, why we have what we have today, a European perspective.
Lies.
Their false narrative of everything. All right? So let's finish reading this.
And whereas thou sawest
So
iron...
everybody found alluvium? Found the word alluvium? You got it? Read alluvium. Yeah. Okay, read it for me. Yeah. Alluvium, yeah. Who has it? You have it? You can read it, yeah.
Alluvium is also sometimes called alluvial deposit. Alluvium is typically geographically young and is not consolidated in solid rock.
Right. So it's like a fertile soil. And it's not white. It's a dark, rich soil. You understand? It's brown. When you dig up the earth, it's rich, dark soil.
That's right.
Okay? When you farm and you plant any kind of crops, you don't plant it in red clay. You plant it in rich, brown soil. Okay? The majority of food, what's the complexion of the food that we eat?
Dark.
It's a brown complexion. Okay? Most food have pigmentation. You know that, right?
Okay.
What's the pigmentation of a banana? Brown. The pigmentation of an apple is what? When you cut an apple and you leave it up, what happens?
Brown.
It turns brown. A pear, when you cut it,
Brown.
brown. Rice. What's the natural color of rice?
Brown.
What's the natural color of vanilla?
Black.
It's brown too, brown or black. The natural of sugar,
Brown.
it's brown until it bleach it white.
Right.
So everything comes out from a brown derivative.
Right.
Okay? The earth, the dust of the earth, the soil is a dark brown soil. It's not red. You can't plant nothing in red clay. You never see people plant nothing in red clay.
No minerals in it.
There's nothing in it. When you dig up and you farm the land, you pull up the soil, you see that rich, dark soil. Clay is like a bauxite, yeah. Nothing can grow in it. All right? Even the white clay, nothing grows in white clay. It grows, white clay is in the island, they call it marl. Nothing grows in that.
It's like sand.
Yeah, but when you go farm potatoes, yam, dasheen, and everything, okra, you plant it in that rich, dark soil. Because that's where man came from, the soil, the minerals of the earth. Okay, so aren't there food that crap telling you about Adam was red? No. Adam just means he was the first blood that the Most High made. hold that real quick and come back to this here. Let's go to Acts, the 17th chapter. Let me show you something. Acts 17, right? Let me show you something here. Acts 17 and read the 26th verse.
Read now the book of Acts, chapter 17, verse 26. And he hath made of one blood all nations of men, for to dwell on all the face of the earth.
And where did the nations get this one blood from? Adam. That's why Adam means the first blood. Adam. Dam means blood in Hebrew, and Ah means one. Okay? Okay? The first man or the first blood that the Most High made was Adam. Adam wasn't red. Like I try to tell you, the scholars are a bunch of liars. Okay?
On purpose.
And they did it purposely to confuse people. Okay? So read Acts 17:26 again.
Now to Acts chapter 17 and verse 26. And has made of one blood all nations of men, for to dwell on all the face of the earth, and have determined the times before appointed, and the bounds of their habitation.
See, and the Most High have appointed, right? He have before time appointed, and the bounds of their habitation. What's the bounds of their habitation? Their rulership in the earth, and the appointed time that He have given them. Okay, so Adam is that first blood that the Most High made. Adam is the prototype of all mankind, where everybody came from. All right. That's why the Most High said, when you go back to in the Apocrypha, He said, of all the people that came of Adam, even let's get that real quick.
The Apocrypha, right?
In the Apocrypha, Second Ezra.
13 and 56. 13? No, 6.
The 6th chapter.
6. Yeah, 6 and 53. Okay, right, somewhere around here.
654.
Right, okay. I know it's 6. I got it. Read out the book in the Apocrypha, read out the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest out of one of all thy creatures.
See, Adam was the king, a ruler over all the Most High creatures. All right, go ahead.
Of him come we all.
Of him come we all. Us, the children of Israel, and all people. All right, go ahead.
And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
See, so that comes from that blood, that offspring. So that's why Adam means Adam, the first man or the first blood. Adam, A-H-D-A-M. Dam means blood. And Ah is the first letter in the Hebrew alphabet. Ah, one. All right? Okay? So, don't let it fool you with that crap talking about Adam was red. He came from the dirt. The dust of the earth is black or brown. Okay? And that's where we came from. Right? So let's go back to Daniel. Yeah, that crap, ruddy. That's confusion. They try to use that. See, remember, white supremacy always want to have the right and the last words. Okay?
Daniel, we on Daniel, chapter 2, verse 43. I'm up to. I'm just waiting to read it again.
All right.
Yeah,
Two,
we're still on 43.
we left off of Daniel 2.
43.
All right.
Yeah, I didn't finish the whole verse. Yeah, read out of Daniel chapter 2, verse 43. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men.
And that's what they did in their conquest of the earth. Okay? And that was strategically and methodically done to weaken the nations and to leave their seed in all parts of the earth to do what? To control the access of wealth in the earth. Okay, in South America, all right? The ruling family and people that control South America are who?
Esau.
Descendants of Spaniards.
Right.
Okay? It's not the indigenous people or the black people in South America. It's the Spanish families, descendants that were left. They left their seeds in those areas, okay, to control the earth. All right? So that's what they did. They left their seed in the earth to control the resources and the wealth of the earth. Just like in some of the Arabian countries, all right? Some of those are Ottoman, Turkish, Greek babies. The real Arabs are not ruling in that area. But that wealth belongs to the children of Ishmael, which are the children of Abraham. Okay? A lot of those families was pushed out when the Ottoman Turks came in, and they left their seed in there. Some of the Wahhabi family and the Aziz family, that goes back there from way back in the early 1900s, those were the original Arabs. And even when Lawrence of Arabia, he took photos of the Arabs, you should have seen it. The majority of people in the photo were dark, black-skinned Arabs during that time. And he was well loved. Lawrence of Arabia was loved by the Arabs, the Ishmaelites. Okay? Okay, so a lot of the Ishmaelites are pushed out in the background area. You don't really see them. Now, maybe few of the families might be descendants of Ishmael, but a lot of them are descendants of the Ottoman Turkish Empire. Yes.
Yeah, let me read this real quick to back up what you say. This is the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 9. Let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness. Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place.
See, leave our tokens. Let's leave what belongs to us in every part of the earth. Go ahead.
For this is our portion.
You see, this is our portion. This belongs to us. Go ahead.
And our lot is this.
And our lot is this. We have to control everything to stay in power. That's what it's all about. It's about access to the resources of the earth. Who is down in the Congo controlling the coltan, the cobalt, the gold, the diamond? It's the so-called Jews.
Right.
The Bears, the French, the American, the British. Okay? The Oppenheimers, the
yes.
Rhodes. Okay? They're the one that's controlling all that resources in the Congo. And the people in Africa is not controlling it. Like I said, Niger, the place in Africa that makes uranium to help push and generate electricity for the electricity plant. Niger exports uranium to all of Europe, all right, to fuel their economy and their society. And the people in Niger don't have electricity 24 hours a day. And you producing the uranium, and you don't have access to full electricity. Ain't that a damn shame? That's a crying shame. But the friggin' Europeans have access to your resources. That's a damn crying shame. That's why all puppet leaders has to be eradicated. Get the hell out. Puppet leaders don't serve your people no good. They only serve the interests of the ruling elites.
That's right.
All right? Go back to the...
I'm there.
Go ahead.
But they shall not cleave one to another.
So they're not cleaving because they're having problems. They're going to fight amongst themselves. Okay? Go ahead.
Even as iron is not mixed with clay.
You can't mix iron with clay.
That's right.
When you're building a foundation, you can't put iron in clay. Okay? When you have an iron foundation, it has to be put in what? In concrete.
Concrete, yeah.
You have to put concrete down. Then you put the iron.
Right.
You dig out the hole, the foundation, and you build those columns.
Right.
You build it with columns, and you put the steel around it, the steel bars, the rebars, and you pour that concrete. Then you put the iron in the concrete.
You even see that when they got the elevated trains. You see the concrete block.
Yeah,
the iron.
the pillars, yeah. You
Right,
got to put
see
concrete.
that.
You can't put clay, because clay is going to crumble.
Right.
But concrete tends to last longer. Okay? And you know who came up with that concrete, right? The Romans. They was famous for that concrete.
They started with the aqueducts.
Yeah. That's their thing. Concrete. They love that concrete. Okay? A concrete jungle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just that, the third.
You got to mix it. You got to mix the concrete. You understand?
That's all he wants to say.
But they came up with a technology of making the
I
concrete.
love him, man.
All right?
I love that, brother.
And concrete is stronger than cement. Cement is just made from the gypsum, the sand, but there's no gravel in it. The concrete has in the gravel, which gives it more of a strength.
Right, in the
It
grips
grips longer and it lasts longer.
Grips, right.
All right, you could break cement easy, but
Right.
concrete you have to be hitting and chipping that stuff for a good while before you break it down. Okay, and that's how most of the system is built and run up. When they built all those 8 train that runs from JFK, all those
Yeah,
are
that's straight
concrete support that's
Right,
supporting
concrete support.
solid concrete
Right,
that came in already shipped in, fit
right.
in right for the right areas and sizes, measured dimension. All right, that's one thing with Esau, he got that locked down, man. Construction and how to build with a construction, he got that thing locked down, man. You know, and he believes in it because that's how the Romans built the aqueducts in Rome to bring in water to the city by using building concrete aqueducts. All right, and he's still using it today. And who runs the concrete business today and the cement industry?
The Romans, Italians.
Italian, hey, paisano, the Zafuto brothers. Okay? Notice all the construction company is ran by them. Every last one. There's not one construction concrete company that's not run by paisano. Hey, they run it and control it. And they pay good too when you work for them because they're making money. All the unions that building these big buildings around here, when the concrete comes in, it comes in by them, the Italians. That's something they keep as a tradition. Yes. Yep. So that concrete business is a $1 billion business, man.
It's a criminal business,
Yeah,
too.
it's a criminal. You know what I mean? When they had Jimmy Hoffa, they
Yeah.
claimed they buried him in the concrete somewhere.
Yeah.
All right, and they probably did.
In the Meadowlands.
Yeah, they never found it. They probably buried it behind the concrete, man. And they used to do that, man. Bury you in concrete. You know what I mean? In the buildings in concrete, man.
Put concrete shoes on you.
Yeah.
Throw you in the water.
You know what I mean? There's some treacherous murderers, man. And that's why they hold on to that business, because they claim this is what started by our forefathers. This is ours. The concrete business. You can't take that from them. Some of the best stone builders come from Italy. When you build a house with stone, you get Italian builders to do it, because that's their thing. It was big into that. All right? So continue.
Verse 44. And in the days of these kings shall the Most High of heaven set up a kingdom.
So in the midst of that, while all this is going on, the Most High is preparing and building up our kingdom. Okay, go ahead.
Which shall never be destroyed.
So our kingdom will never be destroyed. Go ahead.
And the kingdom shall not be left to other people.
No other people is going to control or run our kingdom. Only us. Okay, go ahead.
But it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever.
And our kingdom is going to stand forever. Forever and ever. All right, go ahead.
Verse 45. For as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that it brake in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver,
It's breaking
and the
all
gold,
these kingdoms down. Go ahead.
and the gold, the great power hath made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter. And the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof
He said
sure.
the dream is certain. It's going to come to pass. No doubt, no maybes, no ifs. Well, maybe it's a probability. No. It's going to come to pass. Okay? Just like this kingdom is going to go down. Okay? Go ahead.
Let me read that again, Ben. And the dream is certain,
It's certain. All right?
and the interpretation thereof sure.
And the interpretation is sure. There is no, maybe that's your prophet interpret. No. That interpretation is sure. It's going to happen. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 46. Then the king Nebuchadnezzar fell upon his face.
He fell upon his face when he heard that, man, because Daniel broke it down to him. History. History is very important, man. Nobody tell you history is not important. Even Marcus Garvey said it in his favorite speech. A people without the past, without the knowledge of its past, is like a tree without its roots. If you don't know your history, you'll never know the history of the enemy. You have to know the history of the enemy and of yourself. It's very important to know history, man. History dictates the past, the present, and the future.
That's right.
Okay? The history to why we're in this condition is predicated on what? Our past, what we did. Okay? And the present situation is going to be predicated on the future conditions. Okay? So we're not going to be in this condition or here forever. We're coming out of this here, and we leave in Babylon. Okay? Like Bob said, we leave in Babylon. We leave in Babylon. Okay? Because Babylon's going to fall. And Babylon will fall. It has to fall.
That's right.
It has to burn. Burn down Babylon. Come like a burn down Babylon one more time. Okay? Got to burn it down. All right? Go ahead.
Then the king Nebuchadnezzar fell upon his face and worshiped Daniel.
And he worshiped Daniel because when he saw what Daniel showed him, he was like, my goodness, this thing is real. He saw it. He couldn't like say, that's not true. Well, maybe Daniel, you hide Daniel. Daniel, what would you sniffing, Daniel? No. He knew Daniel was straight and true as a prophet. Okay? And one thing back in the ancient world, people respected a prophet. Nowadays, people don't respect a prophet. When a prophet said something back then, and he told you, you better believe it. They had more respect for prophets back then. It was only Israel was killing the prophets. Mm-hmm. The other nations weren't killing the prophets. It was only us as a people who were killing the prophets, stoning the prophets, making mockery of the prophets. All right? One example, remember with Elijah, right? You told the little children, well, they wasn't children, they probably were teenagers or older. Right. And they're like, go up, thou bald head, go up, bald head, go up, bald head, making mockery of Elijah. Elijah said, okay, I'm going to show you what God bald head is. All right? Elijah called them she-bear, man. And then she-bear came out, 2 of them, and tear them to pieces, man. Some people say, my God, why would he do that to children? You got to know what you're doing, man.
That's right.
Don't make mockery of the Most High prophets, man. And they probably were doing more than that, too. All right? They probably were doing more than just saying, go up, thou bald. They probably were disrespecting him. All right? And once you disrespect a prophet, you bring in death upon you, man. Mm-hmm. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, 46. And worship Daniel and commanded that they should offer an oblation and sweet odors unto him.
Okay, that's it. So I want to run all the word to show you all of this here. My topic was, but I think it fits into that. The Most High is revealing that the people over there in Israel are not the people of the Most High. And the Most High is revealing to the whole world that they are not the people of the Most High.
That's right.
Let's go back to Luke 20. We didn't finish Luke 21. Luke 21. All right. Wow, so I'm going to go back another 10 minutes. Wow, time going fast, boy. Okay, Luke 21 and read 24 verse again.
Read out the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations.
And that's a sign and a historical fact and record pursuant to the Israelites that we were led captive into all nations. The so-called Jewish people were not led captives into all nations. Okay? Because the majority of the so-called Jewish population comes from where? Europe. Mainly where?
Because there we go.
Ukraine, Russia, Poland, and Germany. That's not all the nations in the face of the earth. Okay? Then you have a few of them claim, well, I'm a Mizrahi Jew, or I'm a Sephardic Jew. They're not close to not being a Sephardic Jew. Okay? Right? They're not close to being no Sephardic Jew, because most of the Sephardic Jew was kicked out of Spain in 1492. And when you read in Nature's Knows No Color line, it tells you they were kicked out and were sent to the islands of the Caribbean. You ever notice a lot of people in the Caribbean islands have like Portuguese name? Like, I'm gonna give you an example. Like, there's a lot of Israelites in those areas, and they had Portuguese name as like, one famous was oh gosh, what's the name? Give me some Portuguese name. I'll tell you. Like DeSantis. It's another. What's another one? The Sewer. All those are Portuguese name. Why do they have those Portuguese names? Because those were the last descendants of Israelites that was in Portugal and Spain that was kicked out of that area. And like I said, when you read in Nature's Know No Color line, I think it's on page 84, it tells you the Jews in that era were so dark skinned. It tells you, and when what's his name went to the islands, he saw the descendants of those Israelites in the island of Jamaica. You can read it. I think in Nature No Color. I forgot. I think it's on page 80, page 64, I think. And it tells you the descendants of those Israelites were found in the islands throughout Jamaica. Okay? So the last descendants of those Israelites were kicked out from Spain and Portugal. A lot of them was brought over here to the islands. Some were brought to America, but a large amount of them was sent to the islands. Okay? All right? Enriquez, all those names. Look up a lot of those Portuguese names and you'll see a lot of them are descendants of Israelites that came over here. All right? So Israel, the real Israelites, were scattered into all nations of the earth, not the so-called Jew. The majority of them that's in the land of Israel are Khazarian and Ashkenazi Jews. Okay? Very few of them are what you call Sephardic Jews, but the main bulk of them are Khazarian and Ashkenazi. Benjamin Netanyahu, okay? Shimon Peres, Yitzhak Shamir, all of them guys are there. The Knesset, okay?
Moshe Dayan,
Ben Gurion, Golda Meir. Yeah, nothing but Khazarian and Ashkenazi. The Knesset, those who run the Mossad, okay? Shin Bet. Those are nothing but Ashkenazi and Khazars, okay? So-called Jews, right? They're not, or what you call the Sephardic Jews. Now, those with the Barbie doll curls in the hair, a lot of them are Khazarians too, okay? Nothing but Khazarians and Ashkenazis. Then you ask them why they're Ashkenazi? Because we live in Germany. So how could you be a Jew if you're a German? All right? But a lot of them, Benjamin Netanyahu, all of them that run that whole military operation with the Knesset, they're nothing. Even the one, Maya Kahani. You ever heard of Maya Kahan? He was back in the 80s. He was a radical so-called Jew, Maya Kahan. All of them came up from that family. Okay? And those are what you call the Zionists. Okay? Ben Gurion, he established the IDF. Okay? They are all of them are none but Ashkenazi and Khazar Jews. Yes.
And Ashkenazi is not even the Jewish. It's not even Jewish line. That comes from Japheth.
That comes from Japheth. All right. So if you ask them, they'll tell you, "We're not from Japheth. We're Shemitic. So why you call yourself Ashkenazi? Ashkenaz come from Japheth.
That's right.
So how could you be Shemitic then? All right? But this is all the lie and the false narrative they put out there. So finish reading this. So the Most High said the children of Israel will be scattered into all nations.
And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles.
And it's trodden down of the Gentiles. Go ahead.
Until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
And that's the time we're living in, until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. We're living in the fulfillment of the Gentiles' reign. Right? So from there, So like I said, from 1948 up until this day, there have not been no peace in Israel. All right? Let's go to Ezekiel 36 and 24. Ezekiel 36 and 24.
We got the book of Ezekiel, chapter 36 and verse 24. For I will take you from among the heathen.
See, who's going to do this? The Most High, not the Balfour Declaration. Okay? And they all will tell you it was a Balfour Declaration that established the state of Israel under Lord Rothschild. So the Most High didn't take them from Europe. This was commissioned by the United Nations and the British Mandate.
Right.
The Most High said, I'm going to take you. Okay, go ahead.
For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries.
So the Most High said he's going to take us out from all countries. Because we're scattered to all countries of the earth. They're not in all countries.
Right, right.
The main bulk of them came from right there in Europe. All right, go ahead.
And will bring you into your own land.
And the Most High said, I will bring you into your own land. This is future. This hasn't happened yet. Continue.
Verse 25. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you.
When did that happen? When did the Most High sprinkle clean water upon them? In 1948? Well, if that was 1948, well, something was wrong because right after that, it was war.
That's right. Same day.
When the Most High sprinkle clean water upon you, you're cleansed. You in the right order of the Most High. There's no sin, there's no stain upon you. So the Most High said, I will sprinkle clean water upon you. Go ahead.
And ye shall be clean.
And we're going to be clean. Go ahead.
From all your filthiness.
From all our filthiness. All right, go ahead.
And from all your idols.
And from all your idols. Go ahead.
Will I cleanse you. Verse 26. A new heart also will I give you.
This hasn't happened to them. Do they have a new heart? They have the same heart that they had when they went into the land. Because what did Netanyahu said? We're going to destroy Hamas. We're not going to stop until we destroy Hamas. He said they're animals.
Savages.
They have no right to live. That's not a new heart. Now that shows you too that they're not the people of the Most High. If they were the people of the Most High, why didn't they say, okay, what Hamas did, we'll turn the other cheek and we'll forgive Hamas? Why they don't want to forgive Hamas and turn the other cheek? But they want us to do what they did to us and we must forgive and forget. Do you see the hypocrisy that they playing against us? Well, you bringing up the past. You got to forgive and forget and move on. They're not forgetting and moving on. They're saying we're going to eradicate and destroy Hamas. Okay? So you see the duplicity and the hypocrisy of them. All right? Go ahead.
And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh, and I will put my spirit within you.
This is future. This hasn't happened yet to the children of Israel, because the children of Israel are still in exile today. The children of Israel never went back to Israel in 1948.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
And cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them.
What do they have in Israel every year? There's something big they have in Israel every year.
Oh,
Gay parade.
Gay parade, yeah. The biggest in the world.
The biggest in the world. When we go back in our home, are we going to have gay parade? Hell no.
That's right.
We ain't going to have no gay parade, man.
Isn't that the Holy City? The biggest.
The biggest.
The biggest.
Come on, man.
That's
right?
the Holy City. You got to go big, all right?
The Holy City of the Most High, you have gay parade over there? All right,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the brother is right. He said kosher pork.
Kosher pork.
Cigarettes.
How we going to have kosher pork when the Most High said not to eat pork? Come on, man. Come on, go ahead.
Verse 28, and ye shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers.
See, the Most High said, and you're going to dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers. Go ahead.
And ye shall be my people, and I will be your power. I will also save you from all your uncleanliness, and I will call for the corn and will increase it.
So the Most High is going to increase our agriculture. He's going to increase our farm production. He's going to increase our wheat production. He's going to increase everything for us. All right? Go ahead.
And lay no famine upon you.
And he's not going to lay no famine upon us. There ain't going to be no shortage of nothing. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 30. And I will multiply the fruit of the tree.
And the Most High, he's going to multiply the fruit of the tree. Yes.
Yeah.
Import.
Yeah.
Have to import a lot of things. They have to import a lot of oranges to get the orange grove to the way it is today. All right? They had to import a lot of fruits and vegetables, man. Okay? Now today they have one of the largest orange orchards or grove in the land of Israel, and olives. Okay? Because they imported those stuff.
Right.
Okay? Now the mango tree is sweet over there now, but it's gonna be sweeter when we get back. They got some nice sweet Julie mango over there. I witnessed it. I tasted it. Okay? And it's good, man. Okay? So when we get back there, it's going to be better than that. Okay? Go ahead.
And the increase of the field, that ye shall receive no more reproach of famine among the heathen.
Okay. From there, go to Ezekiel 7. I want to show you something in Ezekiel the 7th chapter.
30. Ezekiel 7, you said, Ben?
Yeah, Ezekiel the 7th chapter.
Okay.
Yeah. Ezekiel 7, and we're going to start from, let's start from the 21st verse.
Read out Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 21. And I will give it into the hands of the strangers for a prey.
See, just like we read it in Luke 21:24. Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. So who's occupying and controlling Jerusalem? The Gentiles, the heathens. All right? Read that verse again.
Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 21. And I will give it into the hands of the strangers for a prey, and to the wicked of the earth.
And to the wicked of the earth. Who's controlling the earth? The Most High said the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. All right, go ahead.
And the wicked of the earth for a spoil.
And they have it for a spoil. When you spoil something, you take it. You spoil somebody what belongs to them. Okay, go ahead.
And they shall pollute it.
It's polluted. Gay parade, swine, kosher swine. Not even an Arab eat kosher swine. An Arab will say, stuff Allah, stuff Allah. You understand? Ishmael don't deal with pork, but you dealing with pork? Talking about kosher pork? Come on, go ahead.
Verse 22. My face will I return.
Will I turn?
My face will I turn also from them.
That's what the Most High did. He turned his face from us. All right, go ahead.
And they shall pollute my secret place. For the robbers shall enter into it and defile it.
And who's the robbers? Them. They're the robbers. The Most High said the robbers shall enter into it. Okay, and defile it. Go ahead.
Verse 23. Make a chain, for the land is full of bloody crime.
The land is full of bloody crimes. Okay, go ahead.
And the city is full of violence.
And the city is full of violence. That's all you have. Killing the Palestinians in the West Bank, taking the city.
That's right.
Killing the people in Gaza. That's all you have, violence. Killing babies. All right, go ahead.
Verse 24. Wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen.
Okay, you see that now? So who's in the land? The worst of the heathen. So is it right to say they're scums? Yes, the Most High said I bring the worst of the heathen in the land. Now, when you the worst of the heathen, that means you the lowest. You a scum. Okay? You ain't nothing. So the Most High said, I will bring the worst of the heathen. Go ahead.
And they shall possess their houses.
And they're possessing our houses. Go ahead.
I will also make the pomp of the strong to cease, and their holy places shall be defiled.
And our holy places are defiled right now because they're in our holy place. Okay, go ahead.
Destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace.
And that's what's happening now. They're going to seek peace, but destruction cometh. All right, go ahead.
And there shall be none.
And there ain't going to be no peace. Ain't no peace coming. Okay, you saw the other day how Biden met with Xi Jinping. And He came to San Francisco, right? Xi Jinping. Now, this is San Francisco is like a damn slum and homeless people all over the street. But when Xi Jinping came, it was able to clean up that whole area, make it look so immaculate. Okay? Now, him and Xi Jinping was talking, sitting down and talking. What were they talking about?
Military. Russia.
They were talking about three main things that's happening right now.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's what they were talking about. And repeat it. Put it loud. Come up here. Repeat it again.
The
The three things that Biden met with Xi Jinping in San Francisco and what they were talking about.
military communications between
Military communication,
U.S. and Taiwan.
U.S. and Taiwan relationship, because Taiwan, China is going to make a move on Taiwan, regardless of what they're talking about. Go ahead.
And the U.S. occupation in Israel. The
And
U.S.
the U.S.
carrier.
occupation in Israel. So Biden knows that China is a superpower that's coming into play. And he also knows America's power and influence is dwindling. But China has a problem. China needs American market to continue to stay on top. Without America's market, China cannot stay on top. So Xi Jinping had to bow a little bit to Biden to keep America on top so he could continue to have and expand his kingdom. If America goes down, China goes down, okay? Because China has bought all of America's what?
All of the landmarks and the debt.
And not only that, but what else? What else? Debt. Right. China has bought all of America's debt. Okay? Right. Yes. Bring it up. Come loud. Come closer and bring up loud.
First Chronicles 16:35. And say ye, save us, O God of our salvation, and gather us together, and deliver us from the heathen, that we may give thanks to thy holy name and glory in thy praise.
All right. So what is that in reference to?
Meaning to deliver Israel from the heathen, the ones that have rulership.
Right, that's true. But what the point I was bringing about was something with Xi Jinping, with China and America. The reason why they came together, the brother said, is because of strategic and economical reasons. Okay? China has to maintain itself because it's a growing empire. It has influence in a lot of nations. So China depends mainly on America's being a top power so they could stay and maintain. All right? So who else was there too? Who was there with Biden too? It was two other people that was in his main cabinet. Blinken and who else?
Defense? Secretary of Defense?
Secretary of Finance. What's her name? The other one. What's it? She's a so-called Jew too. Why would you have the Secretary of Finance there? Because it's dealing with what? Finances too. They're making a deal, an agreement. So by them sitting down and making an agreement, it's like a peace agreement. But out of that is going to come what? Sudden destruction.
Right.
Because China always play the down low role. Remember, China is the one that came up with what? With the idea of Sun Tzu, the art of war.
Mm-hmm.
When you approach your enemy, you approach him what?
Humble.
Weak, in a non-combative way. So you disarm him. You don't come like, I could take you down now. China is very skillful in warfare now.
That's right.
Don't sleep on China. They came up with the art of war by Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu, you have to read his book, how you deal with your enemy. You approach your enemy in a humble, in a fashion that seem not provoking or antagonizing. And when you get in there, then you attack. You attack, and you attack hard. Okay? And China is going to make a move. Okay? Don't sleep on China. Remember, China has the largest military.
That's right.
Janet, what's her name? Yellen? Yeah, she's a so-called Jew. She was there. Why was she there? If it's just Biden meeting and talking with him, why is she there? Because it's business transaction being taking place. They're making deals. Okay? So China is going to ride with America for now until they get the upper hand. All right? And that's why the Most High said, every hand of the wicked shall come against this beast. Okay? It's using tactful art, skillful, being tactful in your warfare against the enemy. Chinese are very good at that. Read a book about Sun Tzu, The Art of War, how you engage and deal with your enemies. All right? So that's what China is about. But eventually China is going to take Taiwan.
Yeah.
Because it belongs to them.
It belongs to them anyway.
It belongs to them. That's like America saying, okay, Florida is out there, but we're not going to take control of Florida. Florida belongs to America, right?
Right.
So same with Taiwan. Taiwan belongs to China, but America has its influence there. And that's where America makes all their chips for technological advancement. And those chips is very important for technology, for computers, for AI technology,
Cell phones.
for software, for cell phones, for everything. And China is the largest growing empire when it comes to that in technology. All right? China is venturing out to all nations, all throughout Africa, all over. And China is very high in AI technology. All right? And every form of technology, all right? China is up on that. And America fell short of that because they wasn't watching China. All right? Who were they watching? Watching Russia. While China was doing their thing.
On the low.
On the low. Don't you know China has the largest military and the largest submarine capabilities? China surpassed America in submarine capabilities.
They build at least one submarine per month.
China builds ships and submarines like, man, it's like every 2 weeks they're pouring out those stuff, man. You understand? China is up there, man. Don't sleep on China. Okay? And that's why Putin is in link with them too. But Putin needs the Chinese to sell what? His what?
Oil.
His oil. Okay? And his technology. You need allies to sell your oil. Because China has to import all of their oil. Okay? Okay, so we finished. Now go to I'm close out. Go to Jeremiah 23. Jeremiah 23. So, but when they sit down and they talk and they're having that peace agreement, it's not going to be peace. It's going to be war. All right, because eventually China is going to get closer with Russia. They have to. All right, Jeremiah 23 and 6.
You have the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23 and verse 6. In his days, Judah shall be saved.
In whose days? In the days of Yahushua. All right, go ahead.
And Israel shall dwell safely.
Okay, so Judah and Israel. Are the so-called Jews in Israel saying we're Judah and Israel together as a nation? No.
All of them Jewish.
Everybody's Jew. I'm Jewish. And then they love to say, I'm Levi. I'm Levi. But everybody's Jewish. Everybody's Judah. All right? I'm Levi. I'm Levi. All right? Go ahead.
And this is his name whereby he shall be called, the Adawan, our righteousness. Therefore, behold, the days come that the Adawan, that they shall no more say, the Adawan liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. Mm-hmm. But the Adawan liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country.
Out of the north country, okay. Go ahead.
And from all countries whither I had driven them.
See? And from all countries where the Most High have driven us. All right, go ahead.
And they shall dwell in their own land. Mine heart within me is broken.
That's it. All right. So they go by the mother.
Right.
The mother. They base everything on the maternal side, the matrilineal side. I don't know how they change it, but they get it from the Talmud and the Kabbalah. That's not from the scriptures or the Torah.
But also, they already know that Jacob is the father of the children of Israel, and they know Jacob is black, and they had to go with the mother.
All right. So don't let them tell you that the Jews are white, because all you gotta do is go back. If the Israelites were in Egypt for a long period of time, and we dwelt in Egypt, and the Egyptians were black, and they might tell you, oh no, the Egyptians that appear today in Egypt. Don't believe that crap, because I have a scripture for that too. The people that's in Egypt today are not the real Egyptians. They are Ottoman Turkish babies. Okay? Go to Ezekiel, right? Because the real Egyptians were scattered out of their country. Okay? The real Egyptians are black people, Africans.
Yeah, right, Mizraim.
Okay, let's go to Ezekiel. I'm sure, right? Ezekiel. Ezekiel 30.
Is it 29?
Okay, and we're gonna start here from
30.
Start from Ezekiel 30 and start from 20.
Reading out the book of Ezekiel, chapter 30 and verse 20. And it came to pass in the 11th year, in the first month, in the 7th day of the month.
No, Ezekiel 30 and 21.
Right.
I said 20?
30 and 20.
Okay, read 20. Yeah, read 20. Yeah.
And it shall come to pass in the 11th year, in the first month, in the 7th day of the month, that the word of the Adawan came unto me, saying, Son of man, I have broken the arm of Pharaoh, king of Egypt.
Okay, this was a native true Egyptian that was ruling Egypt during the time of Nebuchadnezzar. All right? And who did this? Nebuchadnezzar took down the Egyptians when he took over. Okay? Because Nebuchadnezzar went down, his sons went down to Egypt and sat on the throne. And for a moment, he expelled the Egyptians from that power. All right? Go ahead.
And lo, it shall not be bound up to be healed, to put a roller to bind it, to make it strong, to hold the sword. Therefore, thus saith the Most High Power, Behold, I am against Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and will break his arms, the strong, and that which was broken, and I will cause the sword to fall out of his hand. And I will scatter the Egyptians among the nations.
So the Most High said, and I will scatter the Egyptians among the nation. What nations were they scattered into?
Part of the Philistines and all that.
They're down in the Sudan. In the Sudan. That's where the main bulk of the true Egyptians live. In the area of the Sudan. Okay? And that's what they call that area Nubia.
Right.
Okay? So a lot of the true Egyptians live down there in the Sudan. They don't live in Egypt today. Very few of them. All right? Yes, Mike. Yeah, the Watusis, they're on there. Philistines on there too. All right? Go ahead.
And will disperse them through the countries. And I will strengthen the arms of the king of Babylon and put my sword in his hand. But I will break Pharaoh's arms.
See?
He repeat that again.
See, the Most High broke Pharaoh's strength and
He
power
keep repeating it.
by using Nebuchadnezzar. The Most High broke him down, man. Most High said, I'm going to break Pharaoh's arms. He ain't going to have no power to stand against Nebuchadnezzar. Okay? That's the power the Most High have, man. All right? Go ahead. And so the Most High stress it, I'll break his arm. All right? Most High is a bad dude, man. Go ahead.
And he shall groan before him
Yeah, he's going to groan. He's going to cry out. Okay, go ahead.
with the groanings of a deadly wounded man. But I will strengthen the arms of the king of Babylon.
See, and the Most High said, I'm going to strengthen Nebuchadnezzar. I'm going to give him all the power. I'm going to make him that bad dude. Okay, go ahead.
And the arms of Pharaoh shall fall down. And they shall know that I am the Most High, when I shall put my sword into the hand of the king of Babylon.
And that's what the Most High did with Nebuchadnezzar. Go ahead.
And he shall stretch it out upon the land of Egypt. And I will scatter the Egyptians among the nations and disperse them among the countries. And they shall know that I am the Most High.
Okay, so it's another one that said the Most High said he's going to make them a base kingdom.
Yeah, that was in Isaiah, right?
No, it's here in Ezekiel too.
It is?
Give me one. Ezekiel, and you shall make Egypt a base kingdom. I think it's in. Give me 1 second. Yeah, yeah, that's it. I think. Yeah. Right. Ezekiel 29, right, and 15, right.
Read now the book of Ezekiel, chapter 29, verse 15. Well, let me go to 14. And I will bring again the captivity of Egypt, and I will cause them to return into the land of Pathros, into the land of their habitation, and they shall be there a base kingdom.
So the Egyptians are not nothing in notable power today. There's no recognition of them. Okay, what you're seeing, those are Arab, Ottoman, Turkish babies, a mixture of Arabs with Ottoman, Turkish children in Egypt. And there's millions of them. Okay, a lot of them is close family to the Palestinians too.
Good.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 15.
Because Hamas was formed by the Egyptian Brotherhood. You all know that, right? Okay, Hamas was formed by the Egyptian Brotherhood. Okay, go ahead. And even Yasser Arafat was an Egyptian. But he lived in Palestine. He was an Egyptian. All right, go ahead.
It shall be the basis of the kingdom.
See, Egypt is going to be the base of the kingdom. So the real Egyptian is going to be on a low level today, a base level. Okay, and the last significant Egyptian that we saw in our lifetime was Anwar Sadat.
They knocked him off.
And they knock him off. Okay, go ahead.
It shall be the basis of the kingdoms. Neither shall it exalt itself any more above the nations. For I will diminish them, that they shall no more rule over the nations. And it shall be no more the confidence of the house of what?
Of Israel.
Of Israel, okay.
So the Most High said, Egypt is
yeah.
no more going to be the confidence of the house of Israel. The Most High going to take away that confidence. Okay, go ahead.
Which bringeth their iniquity to remembrance, when they shall look after them, but they shall know that I am the Most High power.
All right. Okay, so when they try to tell you that those are the Egyptians, you tell them no. And you go back to the table of nations and show them what the sons of Ham look like. The sons of Ham were Africans. And then you could prove easily. What does it say in Amos 9 and 7? What does Amos 9 and 7 say? Because that's their favorite word. Kushini, Kushini. You'll have to call you a Kushini. What does Kushini mean?
Cushite?
It means burnt face.
Oh, you mean?
Come from the word Ethibos, burnt face, dark face, Ethiopians. All right? Kush, Kushini. That's what they call black people in Israel, Kushini. When they want to insult you, they call you a Kushini. Okay? The so-called Jew. Because when I went there, and I went into the room, the immigration room, I sat there. So when they pull up and they see a passport and they ask you a question, how long are you going to stay in Israel? I said, I'm staying for 2 weeks. How much money you brought? I said, I brought $200. He said, $200? I said, yeah, I'm going to use $200 cash, but the rest I'm going to use from my debit card. Oh, nobody comes to Israel with $200. I said, who, why not? Who are you to say nobody comes in with $200? So then after a while, he started getting mad. Then the other guy on the side said, hey, cushiony, cushiony. So I said, I heard what you said. You called me a cushiony. He said, don't give me a hard time now. I'll make you stay here longer. Because I blow his cover. He said that he's a cushiony. But he didn't know I understood what he said. He said it in Hebrew, in the so-called Hebrew.
Yiddish?
Yeah, he called me a cushiony. So when I bust his bubble, he said, don't give us a hard time. We'll make you stay here longer than you're supposed to.
Sound like Chinese karate movie.
Yeah. Yeah, dark skin. And you're the black people. So he said, who you come here to see? I said, I come here to see my Israelite brothers. Who are they? I said, you know who they are. I said, they live in Demona. And he, And he started to change up. You know? But they're very disrespectful, man. You know? But you could tell him, Amos 9:7, the Most High said Israel looked like who?
Egyptian.
Let's go to that. Go to Amos 9:7. And then we're going to close up.
My man. Read now the book of Amos, chapter 9, verse 7. Are ye not as the children of the Ethiopians unto me?
No. What do the Ethiopians look like?
Burnt face.
Dark-skinned people. Most High, are you not as the Ethiopians unto me, O children of Israel? So the Most High is making a comparison with us, with Israel and the Ethiopians. We look like them in color, but we're not the same people. So that knocks off your crap. They're telling you the Jews were white. Okay, finish reading that.
O children of Israel, says the Most High, have not I brought up Israel out of the land of Egypt?
And the Most High brought us up from Egypt. Moses passed on the Egyptian. Okay, go ahead.
And the Philistines from Kaphor, and the Syrians from Ker.
All right, so they're showing you right there. And during the time of Egypt, that was all black pharaohs ruling. The only time you had white pharaohs in Egypt is when the Greeks, the Ptolemies, took over Egypt. Even when the Persians went down there, they were dark-skinned black people too.
Right.
Right? Even when the Assyrians captured Egypt, they were black. Okay? The Medes, when
Darius.
the Babylonians went down there, they were black. So the only time you had white pharaohs in Egypt was during the time of the Ptolemy dynasty in Egypt. And that lasted for 300 years. That's the only foreign dynasty in Egypt that ever ruled longer than any native Egyptian dynasty. And the longest ruling Egyptian dynasty was the 18th dynasty of Egypt, which lasted for 250 years. And that's the dynasty that we serve slavery under. All right? So all the dynasties from the first dynasty up until the 28th dynasty, actually up until the 29th dynasty of Egypt, were all black, because the 30th dynasty began with the Greeks. All right? So when they tell you that crap, all the dynasties during that time, from the time Abraham went down to Egypt, that was a black dynasty. By the time we came out of Egypt, that was a black dynasty. So there's no way the Egyptians could have been white, or what they call Middle Eastern looking. Tell them that's a generic and that's a false narrative. That's a generic term and a false narrative. With that,
Ben, let me finish this.
Yes.
Let me finish this. Isaiah chapter 29, verse 22. Therefore, thus says the Most High, who redeemed Abraham, concerning the house of Jacob. Jacob shall not now be ashamed, neither shall his face now wax pale.
So their face not going to wax pale. Okay? So Israel will never wax pale looking like white people.
All praise.
Okay? All right? So we got the understanding that from the 4th century AD to the late 1400s, that was the era where Esau was pushed up and a chain was put around him. Okay? And that bottomless pit, that the Bible speaks about was the era of Europe. That's the era where he was chained up and locked up. That's the bottomless pit. And the Most High put a seal on a chain around him. The Most High sealed him up by using us. He used the angel in the spiritual realm, and then he used us physically to chain them up in Europe, where they couldn't come out and deceive and conquer. Then after the Renaissance, that's when they came out. And now they're loose for that season. They've been loose from time of Columbus up until this present day.
Correct.
And that's their heyday. And that heyday is coming to an end. All right? And the dark ages is when they were shut up in Europe.
Right.
And they had no power. They were shut down. So it was a dark age for them because dark people were ruling. Okay? And the 1,000-year reign of us with Yahushua, that hasn't come yet. That's yet to come.
Right.
That's in the future kingdom. Okay? So the bottomless pit represents that era of Europe. Okay? The bottomless pit is not in some way mystical or some way, I don't know, we're a mystic place. No, it's not. Okay? The bottomless pit was that era of Europe where they were shut up, where they couldn't come out to rule. Okay? Let's go to Revelation, the 17th chapter, real quick, and just to give you a tidbit. Revelation 17, right? That's not somewhere, abyss somewhere like, whoa, where is that? Some deep dark hole somewhere. No. It was a geographical era in Europe where they were shut up, where they couldn't come out and rule and deceive the people for a very long time. Okay? Revelation, the 17th chapter, right?
Yeah, I'm here, waiting on you.
Revelation 17, and start from the 8th verse.
Read out the book of Revelation, chapter 17 and verse 8. The beast that thou sawest was and is not.
So a beast represents what? A kingdom or an empire. And this empire represented the Roman Empire in the form of who?
Romans.
This was a Roman Empire
Right.
in the form of somebody that didn't come yet. In the form of the British and the American, but mainly the American. Because remember, the Roman Empire was there during the time of John.
Right, that's why I said
Because he was there and he was writing. John, remember, it was the Romans that empire that exiled John to the island of Patmos. So Rome was ruling during the time of John the Revelator. So read that verse again.
Reading out the book of Revelation chapter 17 and verse 8. The beast that thou sawest was and is not.
It was in the time of John, okay, which was the Roman Empire.
Right.
But this one is not because it ain't come yet. Okay, go ahead.
And shall ascend out of the bottomless pit.
So where is that bottomless pit that he ascended from?
Europe.
From Europe. It ascended out of Europe, which is the bottomless pit. That's where it came from. All right, go ahead.
And go into perdition.
And it's going to go into perdition. Okay, it's on its way out. Go ahead.
And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. When they behold the beast that was.
When they behold the beast that was. Okay, go ahead.
And is not.
And is not, which is America because it ain't come yet, but it was in the form of the Roman Empire. All right, go ahead.
And yet is.
And yet is when the time come. Okay, go ahead.
And here is the mind which hath wisdom.
Now here is the mind that have wisdom, that has understanding. Go ahead.
The 7 heads are 7 mountains.
The 7 heads are 7 mountains. Okay, 7 ruling empires. All right, go ahead.
On which the woman sitteth.
On which the woman rules over. All right, go ahead.
And there are 7 kings.
There are 7 kings. All right, go ahead.
5 are fallen.
5 are fallen.
And 1 is.
And 1 is. That was the British Empire. All right, go ahead.
And the other is not yet come.
And the other is not yet come. Who's the other one that's not yet come?
America.
America. All right, go ahead.
And when he cometh, he must continue a short space.
Okay, go ahead.
And the beast that was and is not.
And the beast that was and is not, it was in the form of the Roman Empire, but it wasn't there at that time when John was speaking or writing. All right, go ahead.
Even he is the 8th.
Even he is the 8th. Who's the 8th that came out of the 7?
America.
America came out of Great Britain, which was the 7th. America is the 8th that came out from the 7th. All right, go ahead.
And is of the 7.
And is of the 7 because that's their mother. They're the same thing. They have the same agenda, the same mindset, same concept, same philosophy, same goals, same aspiration, white supremacy. All right, go ahead.
And goeth into perdition.
And it's going to perdition. America is going to hell and back. It's going down. Okay, now go over here to Revelation 20 now. Revelation 20. All right. You start from 1.
Reading in the book of Revelation, chapter 20 and 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit.
So when you have a key to something, what do you have over it?
Power,
You have the
authority.
power to open and to close.
Right.
So the angel had that spiritual power to open and to close this certain entity. All right? Okay, go ahead.
And a great chain in his hand.
And a great chain. All right? That was a spiritual chain that was going to put over them. And that chain was going to be used by us during the dark ages to keep them suppressed and chained in. Does the white man have us chained in today now? Yes, he got chains around us now. You got chains all over us, our mind. They said, Babylon released the chains, but them I use them brain. All right? So he still got the chains around us. He's still chaining us up in his prison system, in and out. All right? So now we're chained up by them. We had them chained up for that period of time. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 2. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan.
Now, it's not really talking about the spiritual entity, because you can't chain up the spiritual entity. The Most High is calling them all these different terms and names. Okay? You can't bind Satan, because where was Satan? Remember?
Spiritual world.
In the spiritual realm. And
Back
now,
and forth.
Satan goes back and forth in the book of Job.
Book of Job.
Remember when the Most High called for the sons of the Most High? And he said, Satan came also too. And the Most High asked him, hey, where you coming from? What did he say?
Going to and fro.
I've been going
in
to
out.
and fro on the earth. I'm going all over. I'm doing my thing, man. I'm going back and forth, man. I'm making moves. Right? I'm trying to destroy souls. All right? I'm trying to corrupt governments and everything. So Satan could never be bound.
Doing your will.
Satan is working for the Most High
That's
on the
right.
left-hand side.
That's right.
But he's talking about this particular group. The Most High call them all these terms. Satan, the devil, because that's their attribute and characteristic. That's where they get their information from. Understand? Everything that they have and receive come directly from their father, Satan. All right? Read that verse again.
Verse 2. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years.
So when was he bound for the 1,000 years? When the Roman Empire fell.
Right.
In the latter part of the 4th century AD up until the late 1400s. And he was bound for those 1,000 years. He was bound up in Europe. He couldn't come out of Europe and go and conquer the world. Because remember, the first place the Portuguese went was where? Africa. The Portuguese was the first to go start enslaving of the non-white nations. Okay, they went to Africa and the Congo, not Congo, but what's the place over there? The Portuguese went down there and it's the Congo and
The Ivory Coast.
all right, because they were the first to start the enslavement. Then the Spanish took on the mantle. Okay, and they were the first of the European nations to come out from that era in the dark ages when they came out. The Spanish and the Portuguese. Okay, so for that 1,000 years they were bound up in Europe. They couldn't come out and deceive and conquer the nations. Okay, so go ahead.
Verse 3. And cast him into the bottomless pit.
So where's the bottomless pit?
Europe.
It's Europe. It's not some abyss somewhere out. The bottomless pit is Europe. Okay, go ahead.
And shut him up.
And he was shut up. All right, go ahead.
And set a seal upon him.
And a seal was set upon him. He was sealed up, locked up. Okay, go ahead.
That he should deceive the nations no more.
So he couldn't come back and deceive the nations no more. Go ahead.
Till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled.
Until the 1,000 years were fulfilled. After that 1,000 years, that's when he came out in a vengeance. And the white man came out with a vengeance in that Renaissance. He was unstoppable. You couldn't stop him. Okay, go ahead.
And after that, he must be loosed a little season.
And he's been loose from that time, from the time of 1492 up until this present day. How many years is that? Do the math.
Over 600. About 600.
Do the math.
About 5.
Do the calculation. From 1492 to 2023, how many years is that?
No, almost
From 1492 to
500 and change.
2023.
400 and change. 420.
No, it's more than that.
29 years, something like
That's more than that. 1492.
that. Oh, 500. and-
Actually, it said from 1453 to 2023. How many years is that?
580.
Almost 600 years.
580.
So that's the little time that he's been loose. He's been loose from that period up until now.
531?
How many years you got there, Caleb?
531.
How many years you got there? 531 years? From 1453? What time you started? What date? 1492? Okay, 1492 to 2023 is how much? 531. From 1492 to 2023 is 531 years. That's how long he has been loose. All right? Because that began what you call the Renaissance period. 531 years he has been loose. Okay? So for those 500 years, this is what he has done to the earth. A total subjugation of the earth. Africa, the so-called Middle East, the Pacific Islands, South America, all areas of the earth has been subdued by him. Even in the most remote place of the earth, where there is nobody but black people. Like I said, in the Andaman Islands, okay? Remember where they had that big tsunami? I think it was back in what,
2012?
It was 2012 when they had that big tsunami and it affected all areas of India and everywhere, Japan.
Yeah.
You had black people out there in those remote areas. Okay? Even the white man conquered those areas, man. Okay? The white man has a military base called Diego Garcia, one of the largest military bases by the British and the American. Okay? And that's out there close to the Pacific and, not Pacific, but the Indian Ocean. Right? One of the largest military bases out there. So from that time, he have been subduing the earth and subjugating the earth up until this present day. All right? So finish reading that.
Verse 4, and I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them.
So now, what John is doing here now, he's going back to the present, the past, the future. He's jumping back and forward. All right? That's how the prophecies is written. It's not just written in one straight, how we should say,
Timeline.
chronological order, timeline. The way the Spirit of the Most High moves, it jumps back, forward, present, past, future. So John will show you the past when this happened, and he's going to jump to the future, and he's going to come back to the present. All right? Go ahead.
And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, and for the power of the Most High, and which had not worshipped the beast.
Okay, now he's jumping into the future now. He said, which have not worshipped the beast. How are they going to worship the beast? Let's find out.
Neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads.
See? Now he's jumping into the future. This mark is going to come out very soon. Okay? And the mark that the people is going to receive is that what? Is what they call that mark of the beast, which is what? The CHIP. Okay? He's going to use it by using his digital system. And that's why also Xi Jinping is here, because China is up in that type of intelligence. Everything in China is done through digital AI technology. They're going to bring in that microchip system. That's part of it. Okay? Before the system goes down, that's going to be brought in by using the
RFID.
the central bank digital currency. That's coming in too. All right? Finish reading that.
Or in their hands.
Or in the hand. That mark of the beast in the chip. Okay, that's going to be implemented. All right, go ahead.
And they lived and reigned with Yahushua 1,000 years.
And now he's showing you, if they overcome this, we're going to live and reign with Yahushua for that 1,000 years in the kingdom. Once we overcome this. All right, go ahead.
But the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000 years were finished.
Right. So the rest is those are going to die here in this destruction. Then they're coming back in the kingdom when we reign with Yahushua. A lot of us are not going to make it in this first resurrection. A lot of our people are going to die in this destruction that's coming. All right, go ahead.
This is the first resurrection.
This is the first resurrection. Go ahead.
Blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection.
So the first resurrection is when Yahushua comes to redeem us from this great destruction that's coming. All right, go ahead.
On such, the second death has no power.
And the second death is what? The destruction by
Judgment.
fire. The first death was by what? The flood. The second death is going to be by fire. That's the second death. Total destruction. All right, go ahead.
But they shall be priests of Yahweh and of Hamashiach, and shall reign with him 1,000 years.
Now he's jumping into the future. We're going to reign with him 1,000 years. Now he's jumping into the future, showing you what's going to happen in the future. We're going to reign with him for that 1,000 years. All right, go ahead.
Verse 7. And when the 1,000 years are expired,
Now he's going back now. Now he's going back to the part when the beast came out of his prison. You understand? It's not going in the same congruent order. He's
Right.
going back now. He's saying, and when the 1,000 years are expired, go ahead.
Satan shall be loosed out of his prison,
He was loosed out of his prison when they came out with the Renaissance and took back over the earth. Go ahead.
and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four corners of the earth.
And that's what they're doing now. They're doing that. They've been doing that. And that's what they're doing up until this present day. Go ahead.
Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea.
And they're going to be joined with Gog and Magog to come and fight against us. And Mosiah is going to destroy them. That's the ultimate plan, to come and fight against us, to destroy us. All right? And that's going to happen while we trekking into the land. All right? All right? And Gog and Magog, all of them is going to be destroyed. Okay? Because read, you're going to see. What? Let's finish reading it.
Verse 9, and they went up on the breadth of the earth.
Where's the breadth of the earth?
The top.
Here and wherever we scattered. And those of some of us that's going to be in the land over there too. All right? So he went up on the breadth of the earth. Go ahead.
And compassed the camp of the saints about.
Where's the camp of the saints?
All over.
All over, wherever we are. And they're going to compass us. They're going to encircle us. All right? Go ahead.
And the beloved city.
And where's the beloved city?
Jerusalem.
Jerusalem. All right? Go ahead.
And fire came down from the Most High out of heaven and devoured them.
And the Most High is going to destroy them. Okay? So that's going to be their final attempt to come against us. That's why the Most High said he's going to give us wings of an eagle to flee from where? From the face of the serpent. All right? Go ahead.
And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire.
What's the lake of fire? The destruction. Because America is going to be a lake of fire.
Right. Con.
It's going to be burnt up. Every inch of it. Every square inch of it. From state to state, from east to west, it's going to be a massive lake of fire. That's all you're going to see America is. Burning up. Going up in smoke. All right, go ahead.
Where the beast and the false prophets are.
Right, and that's where they're going to be, in that destruction right there. All right?
And shall be tormented day and night forever and ever.
For a long period of time, this smoke and destruction is going to go up. All right? So with that, end here with that, and I'll say shalom.
Boom.